Hey Carlie, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Oh, I was so pumped when I saw your email. I'm so happy for you guys. Thank you for your time. What I really want to do is just get an idea of your experience, what the recruiting process was like before we started working together, and then, of course, what happened after that, and really what we kind of were able to achieve. And so,
Okay.
what I'd love to hear from you is what were you guys struggling with in the recruiting process before you came to us?
I would say our biggest struggle was just like the organization of it. Where do we start? Like, not we just felt so overwhelmed. Like, who do we talk to? Who do we email? How much do we email? How often do we email? So it was all basically just like, we were just in the dark. We had no idea where to even start, and I had sent some emails, but zero return on any of the emails I had sent prior to coming to you guys.
Yeah, yeah. And when you were overwhelmed, how long do you feel this is kind of that's like a weird way of saying that, but how long had you been trying to do it on your own before you came to us? Like she became a junior probably, right? And then you're like, all right,
Yeah.
we need to kick this into gear. How long was it? I'm trying to remember, were you doing this before you
Um,
came to us?
it was a few months. It was a couple months. But we had seen some of your stuff on TikTok. We had seen some of it. I don't think it was on Instagram at that point, but and just kind of like going on general basic, like, oh, you should email or send, video. It was a few months before we sat down and had a call with you.
Gotcha.
So
What was it that led you to schedule that call?
again, just that overwhelming feeling of where do I even start? You had a very clear cut, like, this is how you should do it. Um, and we just liked kind of the approach that you were taking. Like, you don't need to go spend thousands of dollars finding a recruiter because they're not going to care as much about your recruiting process as you do as the parent or as the player. And so just kind of like we had sat down with a recruiter before, and they wanted, a ridiculous amount of money. And, their biggest thing was, oh, yeah, our biggest success story was a D3 offer. And I was like, well, that's, okay, but what else did you have? And so it was just kind of that, we were lost and started following you and thought, this guy sounds like he knows what he's doing. So
He's crazy, but he
he's
sounds
crazy,
like he
but
might
no.
know something. Awesome. And you were saying TikTok. Wow. Like I still post on TikTok, but
Yeah.
definitely Instagram has become a much bigger thing for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was back in the day.
Yeah. Well
Awesome.
back.
Awesome. Very cool. Okay. So when you were doing it on your own, what were some of the things that you were trying? You mentioned you sent a couple emails. What were you trying to do on your own to actively make this happen?
Just the emails trying to send video, but we were sending, a 3 minute video. It wasn't a highlight. I mean, it's a highlight, but a 3 minute long video. Um, and just, probably asking the wrong questions or saying the wrong things in our email, but
Hmm.
really just emailing. She went to some camps, stuff like that.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. And then we had the call and you were like, okay, this guy seems crazy, but he might know something. And you decided to come in.
Yes.
What happened when you came in? What were some specific things that you gained that maybe helped make the process a little less overwhelming, that, I don't know, gave you direction? What were some of the things that you found particularly helpful?
Just the organization of it. Like, here's where you start. Here's what you say. Here, keep it simple. Here's a script. Here's how you word it. Here's how you highlight your video. And then here's how you do your social media posts. Here's how to work X. I don't have X. Um, so I had no idea how to even like get started on it. So just like all of just the step by step, this is how you do it. This is how you can do it on your own. Unfortunately, it took me way too long to get into the mail shake side of
Yeah.
it. I wish I would have done that. Like, honestly, do that first. Like, I wasted so much of my own time just hand sending emails that, you know, I don't
Yeah.
know why I just didn't get into it, but I just didn't. And so honestly, just everything was just laid out perfectly. So,
Awesome. Yeah, I think game plan is one of maybe the things when as a parent, and I only say this not because I'm a parent, but because I talk to a lot of parents. A lot of times, just the direction is
Mhm.
reduces anxiety. Not even
Oh yeah.
necessarily getting results right away, but just knowing that you
Mhm.
have a plan. Like, okay,
Yes.
this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna head in
Yes.
this direction. We actually have a game plan. Can we make this happen?
Exactly.
And yeah, I find that that has been helpful for parents, even if they're not going to get results in a month, which in recruiting
Mhm.
doesn't happen, right? It takes a
Yeah.
while. It
Oh yeah.
takes a while. And so just having that game plan, knowing, okay, if I stick to this program, it's worked for other people. There's a good chance it
Yes.
will work for me too.
Yes.
And so I'm glad that you had, some experience similar to that.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
I am curious, and I'm going to go off script a little bit. I apologize. But if there was someone who was considering working with us, and they're like on the fence because, it costs money
Mhm.
and they are talking to some other services or something like that, is there anything that you would want to tell them or say, like,
Yeah.
or warn them about? Don't use these people, like
Yeah.
literally anything. Is there anything that you would tell someone who is in that position?
Honestly, it's a matter of preference, but to me, like the whole you care the most about how it is and then or about how much effort is put into it. And with your program, you can put as much or as little effort as you want into it. Obviously, the more effort you put into it, the greater results you have.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like I said, I had sat down with one kind of a local guy here. Um, he wanted an astronomical amount of money, but then just kind of talking to other people and they're like, oh, we went through NCSA or, these other ones. And they just didn't feel like they were, they didn't have an idea of what was going on or how it was working or like even just what they were doing, what NCSA was doing for them. And
Right.
so honestly, I would just say, obviously do your research on all of the things, but if you're kind of a control freak, like I will admit I am a control freak. Um, just the whole do it yourself pattern of doing it,
Yeah.
to me just made sense.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome. And you did, and to be fair, you did a phenomenal job with it,
oh.
right? There's some agency there. It requires work. I think that's one thing I try to explain as best as possible. It's not a magic system in the sense that you snap your fingers and it happens.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist. It just doesn't
Yeah.
exist. But if you follow the program, you follow the steps, you're going to put yourself in a really good position. And
Yes.
you did exactly that. You put in the work. You came to calls, you asked questions, you sent the emails, you posted on X, you made the videos, like you did the things that get results and
Yeah.
that happen. And so I just want to commend you. Like you did a phenomenal job. You were such a pleasure to work with in so many ways. I'm so happy for you guys, so happy for your family. So, what happened? What happened as a result of all of this hard work?
So with all of it, she literally had an offer from every division, from D1 all the way through NAIA. Um, and we were lucky enough to find a fit and find a home, and she committed a couple weekends ago. And honestly, the stress of everything is just like, we can enjoy senior year. I can sit back and I can not stress. Oh, well, you only had 2 assists instead of 5 assists today. Like
Yeah.
nobody's gonna recruit you in that, So honestly, I mean, just the whole roller coaster of it, but the end is very much worth it. So
Yeah, awesome. I'm so excited for you guys. Obviously, you saw the fruits of your labor, and now
mhm.
enjoy senior season. Enjoy just her, having a good time doing what she does.
Yes. I
So
told her the only thing she has to worry about now is winning state. So I mean, I said no pressure or anything.
no
Like
pressure. That's it.
just
Just win
just go
state.
win state. That's all you have to do. You don't have to get recruited anymore. So one
V.
thing off your plate.
Yeah, it should be easy now. Now that you're not getting recruited, just go win state. Like no
Yeah,
problem.
exactly.
I love that little cherry on top to senior season would be
Yeah,
awesome.
it
But
would.
so happy for you guys. I'm so happy that we were
Thank
able to
you.
get connected. Obviously, if there's anything I can do for you guys in the future, please let me know. But thank you so much for
Yeah.
sharing your experience,
Thank
Carlie.
you.
I really appreciate you. And yeah, looking forward to seeing what she does in the future.
Yes, and thank you guys, every one of you guys. Like I think I've talked to almost everyone and everyone helped, and it was awesome. And you guys are doing awesome. Like, I love your guys' program. I sing your praises to anybody that asks, oh, how did you get her recruited? I send them your way. So
Awesome. Thank you so much. We really
uh,
appreciate that. Obviously, it
yep.
helps us out. So thank you. It was great to
Thank
catch up
you.
with you. And
Yes.
yeah, we'll talk soon.
Okay, sounds good.